The broadcast is now starting. All attendees are in listen-only mode.
Good morning, everyone. We're going to start here in just a minute. Want to make sure everyone can see everything okay and you can hear me okay.
All right, I can see you.
Perfect. All right, everyone. Good morning. It's 10 o'clock. I'm going to go ahead and get started. My name is James Lynn. I'm with Insurance Agency Marketing here in Omaha. I'll kick this off, and then I'm going to go ahead and turn it over to Paul, who'll from National Western. He'll go ahead and get into the actual webinar itself. So first, start a little bit about IAMS, some of the things we do here with the producers that we work with. We have what's called the Referred Producer Program. Basically what this is if you decide to refer a colleague over to us, as soon as they contract with a carrier, not even write business, you're going to get a check for $50. When that referral writes a contract, or should I say writes a piece of business, you're going to get another $100. So literally, there's thousands of dollars that we could pay you. Basically, it's 20 basis points on business written by that referral. So, for example, if you have 3 producers that submit $1 million worth of premium with us, that's $6,000 cash for you. So there is no cap on that. So that's just one incentive for doing business with IAMS. Some other options we have was what's called new producer builders. These are kind of incentives for new producers inside their first 180 days with us. If they do $100,000 of premium, they're going to have the option of taking either a $750 cash bonus, having us basically take over and run their website, or run a website for them for 2 years, or they can get an iPad. Now, $100,000, very, very reasonable and easy to hit, considering our average single premium life case is $60,000, and our annuities are typically around $100,000 or more. If you do the $300,000 level, you can pick from either the Social Security program, which includes a 3,000 piece mailer, or a $1,500 Visa gift card. And then our $500,000 level, it's either a 5,000 piece mailer with coaching by Matt Gill, a 4,000 piece with coaching by Dave Pimper, or Ritz-Carlton travel package. Basically, take a vacation on us. So wherever you want, it's completely up to you. You pick the destination with Ritz-Carlton. We'll go ahead and take care of the cost for that for you. A little bit about the back office support we have here. Our philosophy obviously is work smarter, not harder. We're here to help you with case design, forms at your fingertips. In other words, if you need a form, let us know. We'll be more than happy to get that out to you. We work with you all the way from submission of the application all the way to the payment of your commission and everywhere in between, including reaching out to the carriers, tracking the underwriting part of the process, making sure they have all the documentation, reaching out to doctors' offices, ensuring that they're prompt in getting back the medical records so your clients can be underwritten. Obviously, life and annuity quotes, experience in coaching. Most of us here at IAMS have been in the field, or were in the field, for a number of years, so we bring that to the table as well as paperless contracting. Contracting has never been easier now. Should we come across a carrier that makes sense for you to move forward with, we don't want to make you feel held back that it's going to be a lengthy process trying to get contracted. It's a very quick process, very seamless process to get contracted with new carriers as you continue to grow your business. Many people don't know we do have a full creative team here. What they'll do for you as producers is help you produce professionally written handouts, flyers, newsletters, postcards, also help building logos, business cards, brochures, stationery, advertising, all those things that kind of identifies you, as well as digital solutions. These days, you pretty much have to have some type of an online presence, but not all of us have the technical skills to be able to do that. That's what they're good at. So they'll assist in designing a personal website, helping with digital marketing, social media, setting up email type programs, as well as helping create and design online newsletters for you to be able to distribute to clients and prospects. A little bit about our website. Obviously, it's accessible 24/7. as much as we want to be able to be here, all the time, there are times when you need some help and it's after hours or maybe on weekends. So you may need to be able to run just a quick term quote or a GUL quote. You'll have the ability to do that on our website. Maybe it's a situation where you find out late on a Friday, 7, 8 o'clock, that you're going to be writing a piece of business that weekend and you need to get the forms or the applications. You can go right to our website, download those, and print those out at your leisure. Also a great spot to get current annuity news, the annuity grid, some long-term care information, also information about us and what's going on. We also offer a program, it's free for agents to use. It's our retirement analyzer. Basically, by gathering some information from your client, we can turn this into a presentation to go over where they're at in their retirement phase, maybe some loopholes, or should I say gaps. Possibly they have other retirement assets and how they're structured, seeing what's the most beneficial way to position those if they need to be replaced, or should I say repositioned in some other asset. The third leg of our company, as you may or may not know, we've always been big on the annuity as well as the life side, but we introduced the wealth management team a little over a year ago. We've had tremendous growth in this with a lot of our producers. What it allows them to do is become more effective with their clients. Working with managed monies, they see it as a full circle opportunity. So they have one outlet they can leverage for their annuity business, their life business, and now all of their assets under management. So basically, it's a situation where it's one phone call, and you have the ability of taking care of all your clients' needs, whether it be an annuity, life, or potentially on the retirement side for assets under management. A little bit about our Life and Annuity Academy. We do have one coming up at the end of March. This is an all-expense paid trip. We do cover the travel, room, and board while you're there. The next one is going to be March 28th, 29th, and 30th. It's going to be held in Des Moines, Iowa. It's going to be held at the Athene home office. So topics of discussion. Obviously, we're going to be talking about annuities while we're there. Large life case marketing, business insurance concepts. One of the things I like best about these Life and Annuity Academies is we bring in some of our top producers and actually have them do the presenting to you. So it's kind of a peer-to-peer presentation. So it gives you a chance to see what they're doing in their practice, maybe pick up an idea or two, or visit with them afterwards on a one-on-one basis. So if you're interested, I'm going to throw up a quick poll on this. It doesn't mean we're going to call you every single day and ask you to come, but just show us a little interest. We might send you out an email to see if you want to give us some additional information. Then we'll follow up with you at that point to see if you'd be interested in attending this one. Now, we normally hold 2 to 3 a year. I have heard the next one is going to be coming up at the end of May, but I do not know the location as of yet. Our summit trip, if you will. This one is in Scottsdale, Arizona, as you can see from the picture here. Actually, some of the individuals have already flown out already. It's going to actually be from the 25th through 28th, just a great location to be at, specifically if you like golf or don't like golf. There's a lot of things to do. As of yet, we have not heard where the 2019 trip is going to be. Hopefully, within the next 30 to 45 days, we'll have that location lined up and then get the information out to you guys so you know where we're going to be going in 2019. At this point, what I'm going to go ahead and do is turn it over to Paul. Go ahead and let you have control of this at this point. As we go through, if you guys do have any questions, you can type those in, and then we'll try and address those at the end. So I'll go ahead and get this switched over to Paul. And Paul, do you have control?
Not quite yet.
Not yet.
Looking for switch to show my screen. I don't see that yet. There it is.
There we go.
Okay. We're all right. Thank you, James. And let's get started. Hey, welcome everybody. And thank you, James Lynn, for that great introduction to all the great programs at IAMS. Amazing. And what a great place. And this is one of the things that gets me excited about partnering with IAMS here at National Western Life. They are equally adept at annuity and life insurance. They have the expertise in product, but also the back room for marketing, and incentives, man. It's the total package. So they're really a triple threat when it comes to that. Now, to our topic at hand, you're here. We got a great turnout on learning about single premium universal life. One of the things I promise to you is that whether you come to embrace me or National Western Life and its products, your time here will be valuable, because we're going to give you some great ideas, and that's what IAMS is all about, is giving you the sales technology to move forward. And we're going to be doing that. And the topic here is savings-based insurance top-selling conversations. And one of the things I want to let you know is that this is based on actual successful producer discussions, prospecting questions that they use to open up and establish a need for single premium life, and then ultimately close those cases. Now, if you just hang up now, but write this down, your time on this webinar would have been well served. www.savingsbasedinsurance.com. Savingsbasedinsurance.com. This is a third-party site that National Western Life supports. It is non-denominational. It is generic about the concept of single premium life and builds around the concept of savings-based insurance and the money mattress miracle. So if you're at a loss for the words or how to describe things, go to this website, watch the presentation, make the words your own, or at the very least, show it to your clients, see what they think, and see if that opens up a discussion. So we are going to discuss single premium life, and National Western Life features two great products, Lifetime Return Select and Lifetime Return Solutions, and they offer some distinct advantages in particular markets, and I'll point those out in our discussion here. Always keep in mind, just like at IAMS, there's always a balance. There's a balance between life insurance and annuities, but we think now the pivot point is leaning towards life insurance. Annuities to protect you for living too long, life insurance to protect you from dying too soon, or to help you establish a pool of funds for long-term care and home health care. So not just below the ground benefits that we typically associate with life insurance, but above the ground benefits. So let's make the case for single premium life. I presume many of you on the call are annuity friendly, annuity centric. You might be generally life insurance friendly, but you may have abandoned it along the way because of the underwriting and the timing and the challenges. So we want to make the case for single premium life as really a bridge product that makes so much sense, whether you're annuity centric or life centric. So as an industry, National Western Life, IAMS, you as retailers, we've done a pretty good job on the accumulation side, protecting people's hard-earned savings, letting it grow safely, protecting it from downside risk, sharing in the upside, doing all those great things. We're getting better as an industry on distribution with income riders, annuitization, partial withdrawals, RMDs. All these things allow access to client savings so they can benefit and enjoy their hard-earned savings. But the challenge that we've all created is preservation and transfer of those assets that clients want to pass on to the next generation. Let's face it, annuities do a lot of great things, but they're not really good transfer vehicles. So we keep that in mind. And ultimately, the theme that we have here is which is better, an annuity with death benefit features or a life insurance policy with annuity-like features. And this is where I take exception to some of the products out there. You have annuity products with death benefit riders, and we even have some products that have those features, and they may make sense for the right client at the right time. But always remember, all benefits coming from an annuity are taxable, including the death benefit at ordinary income tax rates. Plus, you don't get the leveraging as well. As you know or should know, benefits coming from a life insurance contract with a properly structured beneficiary are tax-free. Not only that, but by private letter ruling, living benefits like accelerated benefits for long-term health care and home health care funding are tax-free as well. Now, imagine James Lynn and IAMS came up with this great announcement. I call it Paulie's Perfect Plan, this new hot index product. We're seeing those. I mean, James, you sent out a couple of some of the great products coming out on the annuity side. Well, imagine we sent this one out, S&P 500 indexed based with 155% upside. A monthly point-to-point on the S&P 500, not a hybrid index, not a derivation thereof, a monthly cap of 3.75%, an annual cap of 11.75%, and a fixed rate of 3.55%. And oh, by the way, it's always liquid. If they did a webinar announcement, their phones would be ringing off the hooks. But you know what? That's not an annuity. That's the single premium life product, Lifetime Returns Select, and Lifetime Returns Solutions from National Western Life. Really, if you're chasing potential returns, if that's a big part of what you want to offer clients, the place to be right now is single premium life from National Western Life with an indexed linked interest chassis. Look at these rates of return. I know they're pretty basic. By the way, we publish these. You can have these with you as a reference point. But just, over the past several years, 12.45%, 11, 15%, 16%, 11%. Amazing. These are real life returns that National Western Life policyholders have earned. Not hypothetical, not theoretical, not whimsical, but real returns that clients have earned. That's the exciting part of this value proposition. The opportunity not only to protect assets, enhance assets, but help them grow at the same time. So ultimately, the reason why you're here is, hey, I like the idea, I've heard about it, but how do I sell? Paulie, if I only could have the words, I just don't know what to say. Or, I used to sell life insurance and now I don't know what to say. I'm afraid. Hey, this is what we're here for. We're going to give you the words. We're going to give you the opportunities, the prospecting signals that you can recognize, that you can take advantage of right now. So how do you sell single premium life? Well, here's the good news. You already have the words. You already have possibly the best script of all time, and that is your basic fixed index annuity talk. I know IAMS and James' counterpart on the annuity side, they've taken you through some scripting on what to say. You say the exact same thing. Give your best annuity talk. And end, oh, by the way, there's an income tax-free death benefit. Your best annuity talk, talking about upside potential, protection of principal, retaining your gains, only going forward, never going back, safety, certainty, guarantees, using the financial strength of large institutions, all the things that you've used to talk about fixed index annuities, you can use the exact same words for single premium universal life, and just end, oh, by the way, there's an income tax-free death benefit as well. Wow. Ultimately now, we're going to give you a couple of other top-selling sales conversations, field-tested on how to have this discussion. Now, no, I really haven't talked about the product at all, because it's not the product. It's what the product does. And ultimately, one of the benefits of working with IAMS, James and his associates on the life side, is that if National Western Life is not the best fit for you and your client, they've got other carriers and other products as well that will fit. But ultimately, we talk about this idea, the pocket presentation. If you can imagine, you have your wallet in the right front pocket. You can even do this visually. You have a wallet in your right front pocket. Imagine if you could just change the location of your wallet. You took it out of your right front pocket, put it into your left front pocket. Now, as long as your kids don't get their hands on the wallet, you're going to have everything that you put into that wallet at the beginning. Now it's just in a different pocket. But imagine if you did that, and what was in that wallet now became income tax free. There were guaranteed values. There was growth potential. There were accelerated benefits. There was home health care funding, and it was always liquid. Simply by changing the location of your money, you could accomplish all those things. We call this the pocket presentation. We actually have a laminated two pockets side by side. It's basically a variation of the Ben Franklin close, comparing the benefits of two good alternatives, or one bad alternative and one great alternative, and basically repositioning. So you can call this the pocket presentation, simply changing the address of your money from the bank building to the insurance company building, changing the statement envelope, the return address on your statement envelope from the bank building to the insurance company building. So let's do a side by side. Let's assume we're looking at a certificate of deposit, money market. How would that work? We do this side by side. For the sake of time, rather than go through each category, I just put it all up there. We start with $100,000 in each circumstance. Interest rate, let's just say, in and around 1%. For the CD, I know some are higher, some are lower. The national average on all CDs is about 53 basis points right now. My minimum fixed rate is 3.65%. The value at year 10 in a CD would be $110,000. Mine projected will be $128,000. But here's the main differences: the value of the death benefit. When you start out with that CD, it's $100,000. When you start out with single premium life as a 55-year-old, that $100,000 is now worth, guaranteed, a minimum $222,000. That is incredible leveraging. The accelerated benefits. What happens if you get sick or hurt? What does the bank guy, what does the money market person do for you? Nothing. Nothing. We also offer accelerated benefits based on the death benefit. That's well over $200,000 as well. Oh, to add insult to injury, every year that you're in a CD, you're going to get a tax bill on that, because those values, even though you're not spending the money in the CD, they're taxable. With National Western Life, single premium life, there is no taxes over time. Now, I ask you this question. You ask the question of your prospect or client: which pocket is better? Which one do you want to be in, particularly when we're talking about leave-on assets that they want to preserve? Now, keep in mind, some of these benefits are non-guaranteed. They're based on assumptions here, but we have that. So ultimately, the better pocket, ladies and gentlemen, we believe it's Lifetime Return Select. IAMS believes it's Lifetime Return Select, or single premium life in general. Now, here are some basic conversations that real life producers like you use in their discussions every day when you're doing a review, when you're talking to clients about their asset positioning. A lot of times you should be getting this complaint, even though interest rates are creeping up, so glacially, but they're creeping up a little bit. Hey, Mr. Agent, hey, Ms. Agent, can you do any better on rate? Can I get a better rate? We see some MIGAs coming out from some smaller companies that are, attractive, but, really? So ultimately we say, would you be willing to trade rate for benefit? Ultimately, safe money alternatives offer little incentive for growth. Would you be willing to give up 1%, 2%, 3.35% in a MIGA that's going to do nothing for you over time, not provide you with these benefits, for another $50,000, $100,000 in extra benefits? And that's ultimately what single premium life can do. And that's the leveraging element. For every dollar of premium, every $10 of premium, every $100,000 of premium, I guarantee benefits that are much greater than what you put in. Would you be willing to trade rate for benefits? One of the top selling conversations of SPUL. So we give the example here: $100,000 for a female age 65. They get an initial guaranteed $168,000 in minimum death benefit, and the potential for that to grow over time significantly, to have the cash value grow over time significantly. How about this conversation? I love this one. You've seen these bumper stickers, T-shirts. I'm spending my children's inheritance. But the reality is that many people are not spending their children's inheritance. And I'll come back to this in a personal story in a little bit. People have their assets, and they have an idea, whether it's an annuity, whether it's a bank account, whether it's a brokerage statement, that they're going to leave some of those funds on for the next generation. The problem is that they're funding their children's legacy at 100% on the dollar. They're not taking advantage of the discount of life insurance. You ever hear that? Life insurance is actually discounted money. Think about that. It's not an expense, it's money at a discount, because for every dollar worth of benefit that you want to pay out, my premium is going to be lower. So would you rather fund your children's legacy at a discount? What would you do with the savings? Imagine if you have whatever that number is, 50,000, 60,000 set aside for that. James told you the average life premium they're doing there is 60,000. Imagine if you could take that 60,000 and either buy much more legacy or actually get a legacy at a discount. So what would you do with those savings if we could fund your legacy at a discount? Or would you rather increase the value of that legacy based on the amount that you have? And so basically these are two variations on that theme: legacy discount or legacy maximization. So let's talk about a legacy discount. So somebody wants to fund 100,000. They may have 100,000 set aside in a CD, an annuity, not taking into account the taxes that are going to reduce the value of that. But you could fund for a 50 or 65-year-old, you could fund $100,000 at a rate of $59,000. That's a discount. The discount is $40,000. Hey, I can help you discount the value of that legacy. What would they do in turn with the money that you've uncovered? You've released capital for them. Go on a vacation, do some needed home repairs, get a new car, or maybe buy other products or services from you because you've released capital for them. Well, how about legacy maximization? They have that 100,000. It's set aside. They don't need it. How about max funding it? Well, that same 65-year-old female that buys a minimum guarantee of $168,000 in guaranteed death benefits, that's an increase of $68,000, almost 69% increase in the value of that asset. That's the legacy discount, legacy max discussion. Really strong. Do your clients know the difference between indemnity and reimbursement? The products that we offer, and many of the products that IAMS offers, are indemnity. Do you feel the difference between indemnity and reimbursement? This goes to the accelerated benefits provided in these contracts. The contracts that we offer are indemnity. In other words, the client qualifies one time. They don't have to file paperwork. They don't have to file claims. We send them a check. And by the way, their accelerated benefits are certified not by an examiner from my company, but by their own physician. Reimbursement products require constant paperwork. Hey, would you rather have a one-time processing and then checks come every month, or do you want to file claims every month? Believe me, I've been helping my mother-in-law on these things, and it's just bewildering, all the stuff that they have to do to file a claim for reimbursement. Indemnity versus reimbursement, single premium universal life, particularly that from National Western Life, is indemnity-based. Let's talk about the accelerated benefit rider. It's a great time to talk about this. I love this conversation. We're talking about above ground benefits. The conversations that we've had in the past relative to life insurance in general have been all about below ground benefits, all the great things that happen when you're dead. Man, what a downer. Let's talk about all the great things that can happen, all the safety, certainty, growth that you can get while you're above ground. This is the true definition, ladies and gentlemen, of life insurance. It's life insurance for the living. So we have an accelerated benefit rider that we're particularly proud of, one of the leading in the industry. It's available on our single premium life version of the product. We call it Lifetime Return Select. It's a death benefit advance for qualified care. What we do is we pay 24% of the death benefit Usually pay it out monthly. In some places, some states, we can pay it out annually. In some states, we can pay it out as a lump sum. The key to know is that National Western Life has these benefits available wherever we sell the product. That includes California, Ohio, New Jersey, Florida. And I mentioned those states in particular because those are typically difficult states to get accelerated benefits like this approved. We have taken the effort and gotten approved in those states. It's activities of daily living based. That's bathing, eating, continence, transferring, toileting, meal preparation, all those kinds of things. If you can't do 2 out of the 6 activities of daily living, you qualify for a benefit. In addition, we make no distinction, and this is an important differentiation, we make no distinction between home health care or facility care. You don't have to make that Hobson's choice of, well, if I go into the nursing home, I'm going to get more benefit. Some carriers pay a lower benefit if you're getting care at home. Most people, ironically enough, would prefer, if they qualify for the benefit, to get their care at home. So we make those benefits the same. It makes no difference to us as long as you qualify for the benefit based on the inability to do 2 out of 6 ADLs. You'll get that, and best of all, payable to the policy owner. Not reimbursement, it's indemnity. So keep those things in mind. Great, great benefit to offer. Really, really significant. Another top selling conversation. Would you like to have control of your funds? Is access to your money important to you? And this goes to the whole idea of this concept of being insurance poor. You know, I've been paying these premiums. I've got all this great coverage. It's only going to benefit me when I'm below ground. Not true now with single premium universal life from National Western Life. Well, I guess that's great, but I can't get at my money. It's tied up in this life insurance contract. Is access to your money important to you? Of course it is. And the answer is, this is why this is a great product. Our product offers a standard return of premium. But not only that, in terms of liquidity, we have 10% penalty-free withdrawals, just like an annuity, by the way. Remember, we try to position this product as an annuity with the tax-free death benefit. We also have policy loans like all life insurance policies have, but we also have this amazing sleep at night objection busting feature, return of premium. It is a standard feature in our single premium version of this product. There's no waiting period. You know, some of the products out there have 5-year waiting periods. We offer it immediately. Now, here's the challenge. There is a chargeback if your client exercises this. So remember, we're looking for people that understand the benefit of longer-term planning, of asset transfer, asset preservation, wealth preservation. The chargeback is over 3 years. Now, if you get to year 3 and a day, there's no chargeback at that point. Some of my more enlightened agents will tell their client, hey, we got this great return of premium feature, and you can exercise it after 3 years if you want to do that. But it's really available from day one. Now, here's the good news, folks. Hardly anyone ever uses this benefit, but it is an objection buster. If you position the product properly, if you establish the need properly, you're never going to have somebody want to pursue return of premium because they're going to give up those benefits that are built into the contract, and those benefits are substantial. I'll give you another little way to represent single premium life return of premium. I call this the money tree. Imagine that your clients plant a money tree in their backyard, and instead of leaves, those are dollar bills on the money tree. Every year, if they want, they can pluck 10% of those leaves. That's the 10% penalty-free withdrawal from the money tree. If they get sick or hurt and qualify for the accelerated benefits, they can get 24% of that money tree. If God calls them home, we'll plant that money tree in their loved one's backyard for that to grow for their benefit. And if they don't like the money tree, they want to do some new landscaping, they can chop their money tree down and take all the leaves with them right now. That's the money tree analogy that we use. Hey, would you like your benefits, would you like your accounts to be taxable or tax-free? How do you think most people answer that question? Well, single premium life, the benefits, including the accelerated benefits, are tax-free. The death benefit is tax-free. But we even have a better solution to transform some taxable accounts like annuities, like IRAs. I have a lot of people come to me and go, Paul, I love this idea, but most of my clients' assets are in annuities or IRAs. If only you could show me a way to transform those assets into tax-free assets in the form of life insurance, I'm going to start doing that every day beginning tomorrow. Well, guess what? I'm calling your bluff because we have a way to do that. Now, you have to understand this is a tax efficiency solution. It's not a tax-free solution. There's not a way tax-free to get annuities and other qualified accounts into life insurance on a tax-free basis, but we can do it on a tax-efficient basis. How do we do it? You can take that annuity, that heavily tax-infested annuity. You can take that IRA, 1035 it into a single premium immediate annuity here at National Western Life. That's not revolutionary. Now, we do a couple things differently, though. First of all, when you do that exchange, we treat that as if it were a lump sum deposit directly into a single premium life. Now, it doesn't work that way exactly, but that's how we treat it in terms of a leveraging play. So once we get those funds, then that SPIA will pay into the life insurance policy either over 5 years or 10 years. Now, remember I said we can do this on a tax-efficient basis, not a tax-free basis, because what we do is we spread taxes out over time. That's tax efficiency. Instead of one big 1099, we split it and make it a bunch of little 1099s that come to them every year. Now, here's the interesting element. When the client dies, or if the client dies during this payment period, the payments stop and their heirs get the full value of the policy. Now, when the payments stop, guess what happens? Taxes stop. It's really an ingenious way. So the SPIA is constructed very uniquely. They get the full leveraging of the deposit, but only pay taxes on the payments if they're received. If they're not received, by way of the client going home, passing on, there are no more payments, no more payments, no more taxes. It's the most tax efficient play for people that understand the impact of taxes on their legacy. Really important. Now, let's go to qualifying, because many of you have said, man, I would do this, but man, life insurance is hard, all these kinds of questions and APSs, and we don't have any of that. Our qualifying is as easy as picking up the phone. Hey, here's a question you ask your clients. Hey, if we could do this, if this was easy to do, would you do it? Is it all right if we see if you qualify? It's as easy as making a call. They give you permission to do this. Our process is perfect. It's all done over the phone. There are no exams. There are no APSs. There are no blood draws, no home office specimens. It's done all over the phone. And not only that, when you get done with that interview, it's not a screening process. It is our underwriting process. When you're done with that phone call, your client will be told, congratulations, you're eligible for a National Western Life Lifetime Return Select. Put me on with your agent. Proceed with the application, Mr. Agent, Mrs. Agent. So you can do that and know in the home or in your office that the product is approved. The underwriting is done. We don't do any residual underwriting beyond this interview. We do a drug check. We do a MIB search. We do some of the things using today's state-of-the-art technology to get a good assessment of the client. They go through, they answer medical questions, and then we make a determination. Now, here's the deal. I call this an open book test. We give you the questions in advance. There are no surprises. So you can screen your client. Mr. and Mrs. McGillicuddy, there are two things needed to get this program in place. One is the ability to pay, which you have because you've protected your assets. I've helped you with this over the year. And the ability to qualify. So now we know you have the ability to fund. Let's see if you have the ability to qualify. Let me ask you some basic questions about your health history. Now, we've designed this product so that most people will qualify. You could have had a major impairment, cancer, heart disease, stroke, and as long as it was in the near past, you will qualify. So, for example, cancer issues and other dread diseases, if those were 3 years or longer ago, and you're okay now, you're eligible. For heart disease and stroke, including bypass, stents, angioplasty, all those elements there, if it was 2 years ago, you'll be eligible for the product. Basically, overall, 93% of the people that pick up the phone are eligible for and approved for the product. And if you go through these basic screening process, you'll get near to 100%. I get a lot of my guys that use this product routinely, they never get a decline because they don't go ahead. You know, if the client says, oh yeah, by the way, I just got out of the hospital yesterday from a heart transplant, they don't make the phone call. But most people, most of the time, will qualify. Let me close with this top-selling conversation, and it's very personal to me. So if I choke up a little bit, you'll understand why. Because that's my mom and dad in the lower left-hand corner of the picture. And this goes to the basic question that you should be asking when you're sitting with your clients or prospect. What is the goal of this asset? Is this live on or leave on money? Who do you want this to go to when God calls you home? And I call this the envelope and the refrigerator story. So my mom outlived my dad by a few years. My dad predeceased her. My mom lived in Massachusetts. I'm here in Austin, Texas, in the home office of National Western Life. But I have the ability to travel, and I would go up to Massachusetts, once or twice a year, and we would go through a ritual. And that ritual was, my mom had a wicker basket on top of the refrigerator. Now, as I tell this story, I want you to think about those clients or prospects where this relates, that you can relate. It might be even a family member. So my mom had a bunch of envelopes on a wicker basket on top of the refrigerator. And our routine would be I'd come and I'd get the wicker basket off the top of the refrigerator, we'd sit at the kitchen table, and we would start to go through the envelope. So my mom would take one envelope and she goes, Paul, this envelope is for Johnny, my son, her grandson, and it would be a bank statement. She'd take another envelope and she goes, now this envelope is for Chris, my other son, her grandson, and it would be an annuity statement. She'd take another envelope, and that might be a brokerage account or a stock statement, and she'd go, this is for Erica, my niece, her granddaughter by way of my sister. And we would go through this routine. We'd go through these envelopes. There's like 10 or 15 envelopes. She'd actually have names on the envelopes. Now, I call this the Janet Garofoli estate plan. Now, she didn't look at this as life insurance, annuities. She looked at this as things or stuff that she wanted to leave on. In reality, it was a brokerage account, an annuity, bank statement, CD, all these kinds of different things. She would have that in place. Now, remember I told you that wicker basket was on top of the refrigerator? My mom, in the last 10 years of her life, was confined to a wheelchair. She couldn't get to that wicker basket if she wanted to, and that was a physical representation of how she treated those assets, that those were leave-on assets, that those were untouchable, that those were for the kids and the grandkids. That's how she looked at it. Do your clients have envelopes in a wicker basket on top of the refrigerator? And I don't mean literally, but metaphorically. Do they have that? All of your clients, whether they have an annuity, whether they have a bank account, a savings account, a CD, a money market, brokerage account, they have these envelopes. They have in their head that they're going to leave this on. You have an obligation to help them maximize the value of those assets, minimize the impact of taxes, maybe release capital for them to enjoy some of that funds for themselves and buy money at a discount. So let's sum up. Single premium life at National Western Life, instant decision underwriting, guaranteed death benefit, cash value growth through indexing. I just showed you real life returns. It's amazing. We bring it to you from an A-rated carrier, superior capital and surplus. And oh, by the way, have you been starved for some revenue? Are all the challenges with DOL and best interest and all that kind of things presenting a challenge? You know, I market annuities too. I know what the direction of annuity commissions has been. This is double-digit commissions for you on these products, all available from IAMS. And by the way, if we want to talk about best interest, let's just talk about something. Not all your clients are going to annuitize. Not all your clients are going to incometize, but every single one of them will die. What is in their best interest, in particular, when you have helped them identify assets as leave-on assets, as legacy assets, as wealth transfer assets? Is there a better place for them anywhere else other than life insurance? And I would say, no, there isn't. Single premium life with above ground benefits, accelerated benefits when they get sick or hurt, guaranteed benefits when God calls them home, and the potential for growth and liquidity along the way. Man, there's no better place. I hope during this conversation that you have thought about how some of these top selling conversations can apply to your clients and prospects today, tomorrow. Who are you going to call today or tomorrow? Hey, I just learned something. I've got an idea I want to share with you that might help you spend your children's inheritance. You know, nice way to go about that. Hey, I've got a way to maximize the value of your accounts. Hey, I've got an idea. Would you like to have some of your accounts tax-free instead of taxable? I've got an idea on that. Make that phone call. Then the good people, James and his team on the life side, they'll support you. They'll run the illustration. They'll get you the paperwork, but have those top-selling conversations. And again, if you are stuck for discussion, let's just go to savingsbaseinsurance.com. Has a whole presentation that you can either make it your own or show your client to open up the conversation. I'm Paul Garofoli, Vice President and Head of NMO Sales at National Western Life. So pleased to be working with the great people at IAMS. James, back to you.
Paul, thank you very much. I mean, as always, a great presentation. You can always tell, how excited you get about this product, no matter how many times you've represented and how many webinars and things like that. So again, I want to say thank you very much. I think you kind of stole a little bit of my thunder, but that's what you're here for. I was going to suggest that all of you just take a few minutes afterwards before you get back to your day-to-day routine and think of a few people. Write their names down. Maybe they're clients you just visited with, or maybe you went and did an annual review with them, or there's somebody you're going to be meeting here, today or this week. I encourage you to write down, 3 to 5 names of people that you're going to reach out to and at least have that conversation or ask some of those questions that Paul had presented. Very dynamic product. It covers a lot of the bases for your clients. There is no downside for this in any way you look at it. 100% return of premium from day one. You've increased that asset base with the life insurance side. Should they pass on, you've just created a non-taxable event to their heirs, as well as having those long-term care type benefits built right in. So it's truly a win-win across the board for your clients. Again, I want to thank you very much for your time, Paul. As always, it's a pleasure. If we can ever be of any assistance here at IAMS, please give us a call. You can reach us at 800-255-5055. I hope everybody enjoys their weekend. Thank you.